What's happening, people? Does Wanda have the Mind Stone and that's how she's keeping Vision alive? And if so, how did she get it? And why are so many Hydra's leaders hidden in the end credits of the Wandavision TV show? Let's find out. So let's go over what I feel is going on here. And to do that, to see what is going on here, we have to go back to Avengers Infinity War. And in Infinity War, Wanda and Vision have been living for 2 years in Scotland as just normal people, madly in love with each other, just living a peaceful, normal life. Vision is talking to her, and he's like, I've been really enjoyed these 2 years. This has been amazing. Why don't we just stay? Why don't we not go back? And they're kind of like looking at each other, and she's like, you can tell she's thinking, maybe that would be good. And then they see this attack on a TV and through the window of this store or whatever, and there's a attack happening. So he's like, I gotta go. They get attacked by Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive, and Corvus Glaive stabs Vision through the back with his big weapon, and they attack Wanda, and then he's using the weapon and he's trying to get the Mind Stone, trying to get the Mind Stone out of Vision's head. And then the Avengers show up and start whooping these guys' asses, and they rescue Wanda and Vision. They showed up because they need to protect the Mind Stone from Thanos getting it. So they take Wanda and Vision, they take them back to the Avengers headquarters. So then skip forward into the film towards the end of the film, and they're having the big war on Wakanda, and Thanos has all the stones except for the Mind Stone. He just needs that Mind Stone, and so Thanos shows up, and he's smacking all the Avengers around. They're all flying and trying to attack him. He's just knocking the crap out of them. They can't touch him, really. And Vision is pleading to Wanda, you have to destroy the Mind Stone. You're the only one with the power to destroy it. And she doesn't want to. She loves him so much that she's willing to let half of the universe just disappear to protect Vision. So Vision's like, look, I know you would never hurt me, but I need you to you have to do this. It's selfish not to do it. So she's just, and it's just a heart-wrenching scene in the movie. She just starts blasting the Mind Stone, and he says, as soon as she starts doing it, he says, I only feel you. And so she's blasting the Mind Stone, and Thanos is getting closer. So she's showing how powerful she is. She's blasting Thanos and holding him back. He can't get to her while she's destroying the Mind Stone. And right before she destroys it, Vision says, I love you, and then the stone explodes into hundreds of pieces, and it blows her backwards, and he falls to the ground. And then Thanos, of course, comes over and uses the Time Stone and brings Vision back and the stone in his head. But not all of it. This is the only stone that was shattered like that. And in that moment, I believe Wanda captured a piece of that stone. And when he brought him back, it was only Vision. Everybody else, Wanda stayed laying there. Nothing happened with them. I think she used her powers to keep a hold of that little piece of the Mind Stone. And then of course, after Thanos rips the stone out of Vision's head and he falls to the ground dead, he puts it in the glove, and then has the little thing with Thor tries to kill him, and then Thanos snaps his fingers, and half the universe disappears, including Wanda. She vanishes as well. Until Endgame. And then in Endgame, we know that episode 4 of WandaVision started at the moment that the Hulk, wearing the new gauntlet with all the stones, they went back and they were able to get, snaps his fingers and burns him up, and the glove falls off, and everybody comes back. And then they go to they get under attack, and there's this huge war going on, and then they go to the fight where they're fighting Thanos and Captain America and everybody. They're just getting whooped by Thanos and his army, are just smacking them around, and they're almost defeated. And then all of a sudden you see Doctor Strange's little wormholes opening up all over the place, and all the Avengers who were blipped out of existence, they're all coming through the holes. All of them. They all showing up. All of them, including Wanda. And so they have this battle now that's a real battle. They got all the Avengers there. And Thanos is still just smacking the crap out of everybody until Wanda gets to him. And to show how powerful Wanda is, Wanda uses her power and shoots her power at him and lifts him off the ground, and he can't do anything. She's angry. She's very angry, and she's about to kill Thanos. What all these other Avengers couldn't do, the Hulk, nobody. She's about to kill him, and he's gonna die. If he didn't call down an attack, the ships above to start just blasting the crap out of him, and it knocked her free and broke that connection, she would have killed Thanos right then and there. But then there's a fight over the gauntlet, and Spider-Man has it, and Captain Marvel shows up, and then finally Thanos actually gets the glove, and he's about to snap his fingers, and they're holding him, and then Iron Man ends up getting over there and sneaking the stones off the glove and puts them on the one that he made in his own Iron Man costume. And then he snaps his finger, and all the bad guys go away, including Thanos. And then, of course, sadly, in another heart-wrenching scene, Iron Man passes away with Spider-Man and everybody there watching. So that brings us back to 3 weeks after the moment that the Hulk snapped his fingers. After 3 weeks after Endgame, and Wanda has this town in the middle of nowhere called Westview, New Jersey, where she is living out her perfect life with Vision. So here's the things that I've come up with. First, we all know the commercials, right? The commercials in the show. We have Toastmate 2000, Stark Industries makes it. Forget the past, this is your future, is the slogan for the show. That's a positive, or it can be a negative when you look at it. For Wanda and what she's doing, forgetting the past, forgetting Vision being killed, and this is her new future, her new life with Vision. It's a positive thing. But for everybody else in the town that is absolutely terrified of her and just playing their part and can't escape, forget the past, this is your future, is a much more dark and daunting thing. The second commercial, Strucker Watch. Baron von Strucker, one of the leaders of Hydra. The watch itself is Hydra. It's got the Hydra symbols. He'll make time for you, Hydra. What does that mean? He'll make time for you. And then the third commercial, Hydra Soaked Bath Powder. Escape to a world all your own. Wanda's little world. When you want to get away, but you don't want to go anywhere. So, Hydra, Wanda is controlling everything in this town. She's doing all of this, first of all. Secondly, Hydra is involved. And another reason I know Hydra is involved because I've discovered something I haven't seen anybody else talk about, and that's when episode 1 goes off, the credits for WandaVision show start scrolling. Not the credits, the Marvel show that we're watching, but WandaVision show goes off on the old school TV. And there's all these names for the producer, the writer, the director of WandaVision, of the town, WandaVision, right? So I wrote all these names down. And then I think it's the second or the third show when it's going off. There it shows in episode 4, it shows her watching it, and the credits for that show scroll up. And they're all different names for the director, the producer, the writer, music. So I wrote all these names down, and lo and behold, as I mark the letters off from each name, I'm able to spell out pretty much all the leaders from Hydra out of these names. You write all these names down, you mark off the letters one at a time. You got Red Skull, Arnim Zola, Wilfred Malik, Daniel Whitehall, Baron Strucker, Grant Ward, Gideon Malik, and there's still a bunch more letters here, which I'm sure if you look through you're going to be able to spell some more names out of. But that's the ones that I got, marking off the majority of the letters of the fake producers. So I think that's kind of an Easter egg put in there. So here's what I think happened. I think that Wanda got a piece of that Mind Stone, and in the preview for the show, they said they cut out a scene where she pulls out a drawer, like almost like at a morgue kind of thing, and Vision's body's laying there. But they decided to cut that out of the preview of the show. I think Wanda is controlling everything, including Vision. And that scene where, in episode 3, where Vision walks in, and there's I forgot to talk about in episode 4, where it shows what happens between Wanda and Monica. And Wanda gets angrier and standing there, and she tells her she's not her friend, she's not her neighbor, and she uses her power and she blasts her through all these walls and out of the town. And then she lands in the grass when everybody comes pulling up. And then she uses her power. She looks kind of confused and like upset, and she uses her power to fix all this stuff. And then she's looking at the babies, and it shows the scene where Vision walks in and asks where Geraldine is, and she says she had to go home. Only this time when she turns around and looks at him, he's dead looking. He looks all dead, like he's got the big hole in his head where the stone was ripped out. His eyes are white. He's all gray looking. And then she closes her eyes and looks at him again, and he looks normal again. Well, when you look at that scene, when he comes walking in, her back is to him. Some people are like, oh, she just kind of remembers how he looked for a minute, and then she like closes her eyes, and then he's back to way he looks normally. I don't think so. I think that's how he looks all the time. Because when her back is turned to him, if you look closely when he walks in, that's how he looks. He's got the hole in his head, his eyes, his face is gray. That's how he looks, and she's not looking at him. He's behind her. So I think she sees him, and then she closes her eyes and she makes him look normal again. Kind of like when he makes himself look like a normal person. So I think she used that little fraction of a stone, and it keeps him alive. But I think she only has a limited time with him. And her love with him is so strong that she wants to live out her life, the perfect life that they had planned, that they wanted to do, with the time that she has left, which is why everything has been accelerated. And I think she needed help. And so she teamed up with Hydra. Now, if you know anything about Wanda, that she started off as a super villain. And then later on, she became a super hero. So I think she made a deal with Hydra that if they helped her out, that she would help them out. I think, and nothing else in her life is as important as her his vision, and she would do anything, I believe, to be able to live out her time with Vision. And I believe they helped her by getting this town, wiping the minds of people outside the town. I think they might actually have some people inside, like maybe Agnes and Dottie might be part of Hydra. I don't know yet, but and her children would be just a bonus for Hydra to get a hold of. So this is what I think. This is how I feel it went down. I think that that she's controlling Vision all together. You know, when he goes out on his own, he, in parts of the show, he starts thinking things aren't right here, and he starts kind of questioning things. And as soon as she wipes it out, puts him back to where he was. They kind of replay that scene, and it's all happy-go-lucky again. I'm curious of what happened to the beekeeper. We don't know what happened to him yet. It's shown that scene a couple of times where he comes out of the sewer, and then it cuts. Pretty much, it's being edited for broadcast. Now, why is it being broadcast? I don't know. I'm not sure why it's being broadcast out yet, like a television show. Unless it's just to kind of protect them, like if somebody comes across these waves of radiation. That radiation that they're picked up coming out of there is from the Mind Stone, because the Mind Stones, all of the Infinity Stones were created during the Big Bang, so they would have that radiation in them that she's picking up. That's how I know the Mind Stone is there, or at least a piece of it. A piece of the Mind Stone is there, and since it's a fractured piece, I think that's why the radiation is coming out of it. And so there you have it. I think Vision looks like that. I think he looks dead, and she's making him look normal, so she can live out her happy life with him. And we'll see what happens from here. So anyways, let me know what y'all think is going on in WandaVision. Leave a comment down below if you think I might be right. If I'm wrong, I don't know, I could be completely wrong. But that's what I feel is going on. So anyways, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm Chewy Solo, and this is Black and Red. See ya.